up in Bidda, I became an influencer long before anybody here calls himself an influencer. Because our father had trees in his backyard, fruits-bearing trees. So I had my sphere of influence. The neighborhood, the entire neighborhood knew that we had these trees. And they knew that seasonally, my father put the fruits in basket and shared with the neighborhood. They also knew that I had my own side gig. If you are my friend that year, you get to snack on our guavas. They were mostly guavas, the jumbo kind, this white jumbo. We also had the pink one. So if you wanted the guavas, you have to stop fighting with me. And I love to fight at that time. So you make up with me quickly before the season comes. That was when I knew that trees could impact lives. You can get a lot done with trees. I was in primary school then. Then I left Bidda for secondary school. I got distracted from my dream of feeding the entire people of Bidda. That was my dream when I was a child. I didn't know that I could do anything with trees. So I went to school, secondary, university. Actually, I didn't want to do any degree because I wanted to feed everybody in my hometown. I wanted to do business so that I would become a billionaire and feed everybody. And it was not working out. So I said, if I'm going to do this schooling, I'm going to go to the end of it. And the end of it is what? PhD, right? Other than the PhD, I also had other 5 degrees. After reflection, I got this hadith that says these 3 things will live after you. For the tree planting, for the capital project, I decided to go with tree planting. For the knowledge that benefits, I decided to go with writing, right? Because as a writer, you can have 1 million people in your classroom. Here, the space is limited, even though it's a big hall. But when you write, millions of people get access to it. As for the children that will benefit you, at that time I had 2 children. So I said I was going to marry more wives so that I would get more children. That's the only one that I have not fulfilled. Right? Because my friend told me, he said, planting trees, my teacher told me that planting trees, my friend was telling me, is better than giving birth to children. I said, why? He said he also asked that question. He said, the scholar said, because you don't know what your children are going to become. But for a tree, you are guaranteed a reward, even if somebody stole from the tree. So usually, in my house in Abuja, we plant trees inside the house and we plant outside the house. The ones outside the house is for the neighbors. So one day, a thief came and removed everything, removed all the fruits on it. And my wife was angry. I said, but we planted this for the outsider. She said, yes, but they removed everything, even the unripe ones. So they destroyed the trees. But we will still get the reward. All right? So I came up with this framework of having a purpose that is going to be profitable and will lead you to Jannah, a path to paradise, right? And then I realized that this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. If you have a calling that is purposeful, it's profitable, and can lead you to Jannah, you don't need to go elsewhere. And I said, I've been working all over the world. This one is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And I'm going to do it here in Minna. So, you can clap more. Yeah, Minna is a blessed city, right? So, what we are going to talk about today is the purpose, what we do with tree planting. Because I genuinely believe that we can solve all our existential problems with tree planting. Right? The problems that literally kill us. The deadlier the problem, the more likely tree planting can solve it. And I will demonstrate here. Why should you listen to me? Like I said, I'm the world's most obsessed tree planter. And I said this anywhere I go in the world. I don't think there is anybody in this room that loves trees more than I do. Maybe Sheikh Nuruddin Lemu. But we are together. He is on my board, so he doesn't count. Right? I introduced cashew to Ethiopia. And through the Nigerian government, of course, and through the office of the vice president. Ethiopia has planted over 40 billion trees in the last 6 years. Billion with a B. But they didn't know anything about cashew. So when we visited with the vice president, Senator Kasim Shettima, he asked them, when we were having a lunch break, he said, do you know cashew? They said, what is cashew? And he said, this young man is coming to teach you cashew production. So far, we've given them enough cashew seedlings and seeds that will plant 3,000 hectares. And the 3,000 hectares in the next 3 years will yield about $29 million. That's about 40 billion naira. And we've just started. I work with people internationally. What my friends like about my mission is the clarity. That this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So they usually, this picture is in Stellenbosch. My friends were pledging, they were promising from 10 countries that we are going to plant these trees with you. We will do anything to help you. Among those friends, one is Nick. Nick was the chief global marketing officer of TikTok. He was the person who popularized TikTok. Here, go back. This is Professor Lumumba. This is when we launched 200 million trees. 200 million because we want to plant 1 tree for every Nigerian. I work with traditional rulers because traditional rulers are more invested in their communities. Politicians come and go, but traditional rulers stay forever. Forever means until their death, right? So they are more invested in the problems of their community. And the communities respect them. We usually give them seeds and seedlings to give to farmers and herders, because that's one of the problems we are solving. Farmer-herder clashes, it's a problem that has been with us for decades. We, in 200 million trees, we want to solve it. And we want to solve it within the next 5 years. Put your hands together. And when I realized my purpose, I decided to recruit people who are smarter than me, who are wiser than me, who had more life experiences. So here you see some familiar faces. We have people in diaspora. We have one of the speakers today. Who is the speaker that you can see there? Sheikh Nuruddin Lemu. We have former Minister of Environment and former First Lady. Now, I said we have three things, right? The framework of three things: purpose, profits, and path to paradise. Now, this is what we do with the purpose. Africa contributes only 3% of the global carbon emission, 3%. But of the 20 most impacted countries in the world, adversely impacted, 16 of them are African, which means when the world is coming to an end due to climate change, Africa will die first. It also means that we need to help ourselves. We shouldn't wait for anybody to come and rescue us. Already, we can see the constant fall. I call them the constant fall because every year, Nigeria experiences these things. Number one is drought. When the rains come, it ceases. They cease for 2 to 3 weeks. Before the rains come back, some of the crops can no longer recover. This happens every year now. Then we have floods. Last year, we lost at least 200 people in Makwa during the floods. Before that, we lost people in Borno. So flooding has become a constant. It will happen this year too. I'm not a messenger of doom. It's going to happen, right? Because we've not done anything to stop them. Number three, heat waves. I remember coming in 2024 back to Nigeria, and people were tagging me on Twitter. And when I checked, everybody was saying, let's plant trees. Why? Because the heat waves were killing people, especially in northern Nigeria. So at that time, we started hashtag called Cool Off Arewa. Then we have malnutrition. Our children are dying. In Arewa, we have one of the highest rates of wasting, malnutrition, and stunting in the world. Research has shown that tree planting can solve all of them, all these problems. Like I told you, all our problems can be solved with tree planting. So now we'll talk about profits. How do you remove people from poverty? How can you, if you are not poor, grow your income and become richer doing tree planting? There are three things you can sell of trees in Nigeria. Number one is the leaf. What are the leaves? Number two, the fruits. Number three, seedlings. For the leaves, you can start making money from leaves even next week. You plant today, you harvest the leaves, you dry them indoors, and you start selling. Last year, we exported, last year or 2024, we exported, which tree is this? Soursop seeds, leaves to America at the rate of 1 kilo, 33,000 naira per kilo. Whether you are exporting or you are buying in the country, it's still 33,000. Why? Because even doctors now recommend using soursop fruits and leaves because it cures cancer, it helps with stomach problems, it helps with BP and other things. So it's highly sought after. So these are the things you can do with tree planting, where you can make money from the leaves, from the seedlings, and from the fruits. So this tree is a mulberry tree. Last year, this one tree alone in my house made me over 1 million naira. Yes, one tree. How? That's the right question, right? It's through the seedlings. And it's a very, very simple tree to cultivate. Once it's grown, you can just cut the branches and you plant. When you plant them within 2 weeks, they start growing new leaves. And if you leave them for 2 months, then you can sell. And each seedling is between 2,500 to 15,000, depending on who is selling and who is buying. I know of a woman that sells minimum of her seedlings for 15,000 naira. Mine is cheaper. So this is where I want to take you from zero to $100,000. If you have someone who is poor and he doesn't have any money to invest, this is a plan that the person can use to remove themselves from poverty. First of all, you go to your fruit vendors. We have them all over Arewa. In Minna, we have at least 10 of them. So you go to them and you say, what do you do with the papaya seeds? They will tell you that we throw them away. Sometimes we keep them for people who want to use as medicine. So tell them that tomorrow I'll come and collect. So keep for me. Get about 400 seeds. You're collecting many because you don't know how many are going to be fruit bearing. You are not buying from seeds companies. So plant 4 in each pure water sachet. Collect about 100 pure water sachets and plant 4 in each bag. After 2 weeks, you remove the seeds. You remove the seedling. And when you see a root going down, straight down, only one root, it's likely going to be a male, which will not bear fruit. Throw it away. If you see 2 or more roots laterally, it's likely to be either female or hermaphrodite. It's going to bear fruit. So put it back into the bag. Then plant in the field or the back of your house. If you have 30 meters by 30 meters, what we call 100 by 100 in Nigeria, a small piece of, I think this is not up to that, this hall. But this hall, if you plant a tree, if you plant trees in this hall, you can make millions. But you cannot make millions if you plant crops like rice or maize or other things. So tree planting is more lucrative than planting crops as a farmer. Every year I plant crops, and every year I lose money in crop production. Every year. The only thing that brings me money are trees. So if it's your backyard, plant the trees. Or you can go to your farm and plant them. Then when you plant them, wait until 7 to 9 months. After the 9 months, you can start selling. So how do you sell? People say, how do you sell? You go back to the people you collected the seeds from. You put one of your fruits in the bag, and you say, how much do you sell that? And they tell you the price. Said, okay, can I sell mine to you? And they will be happy to buy from you. Because in Minna, I talk to the fruit sellers. They go to as far as Zuba. to bring their fruits. I have friends who are already selling within Minna, in Kaduna, in Zaria, and they are making millions from this papaya every year. So the 100 trees that you planted will give you 3 million, because each tree will give you, at the minimum, 30,000 naira. So this person can remove himself from poverty without investing anything. I have a customer who planted 15 seedlings of papaya last year. And those 15 papaya gave him 1.125 million naira. So more than 1 million naira. About close to 1,000 naira. What if you have money? If you have a few millions, let's say 20 million, you can invest that and it will grow by a factor of 5. It becomes 100 million. What if you have 100 million? You can become a billionaire planting trees. I've seen people do it. I've worked with people, companies, individuals, people who have retired and they don't know where to put their money. And we were able to grow the income together. So tree planting is the best way to grow your income, to search for the hereafter, and to lead a very impactful, purposeful life. And if you have money, you are hiding in the banks, please bring it to me. I will help you grow it. If you hide your money, you are not helping the economy. Even in Islam, Islam doesn't want you to hide money. That is why in Islam, that is the type of money that is taxed. So it's an incentive for you to invest it. Because when you invest it, many people benefit from it, right? This is where I wanted you to check your bags. Remember that tree planting can solve all our problems. It can solve poverty, it can solve flooding, it can solve droughts, can solve heat waves, and can solve malnutrition. So please, whether you want to do it for God or for profit or even for pleasure, plant trees, lots of trees. We don't need trees to solve our problem. We need forests. And this year, with the Vice President of Nigeria, we are planting 500 million cashew trees. And Mandela said, they said it's impossible until they see it's done. We are, we are leveraging on Cashew Association, which has a very comprehensive structure from the national to the world level. So they have thousands of members in the country. So we'll give them these seeds, these seedlings, because we'll have nurseries all over the country, and they will give to their members. And between now and the next 3 years, Nigeria will be making billions of dollars from cashew. And that's just one crop. Thank you.